a paper cutting story for the winter. And I have a piece of paper and a pair of scissors, but the paper needs to be a triangle, so I'm going to fold the paper and trim the paper. And this triangle is too big, so I'm going to fold it again. And this triangle is too big, so I'm going to fold it one more time. And this triangle is just right for the story. Once upon a time, a boy and a girl got a package in the mail. And they opened up the package. And inside the package was a present. And they opened up the present. And inside the present was a tent. And it was a great tent. They loved their tent. Their tent had windows. There was a window up at the top. And the boy and the girl decided that the window at the top could be the boy's own window, because he was the big brother. He was taller than his sister, and when he was standing up in the tent, he could look out that window. And what he really wanted to see were the stars at night. There was another window, and they decided that would be the window for the girl. She was younger than her brother and a little bit shorter, but she had her own window too. And she wanted to be in the tent in the nighttime and look out her own window and maybe, just maybe, see a nighttime animal. And there was a window at the very bottom. And the boy and the girl decided that that little window at the bottom could be for the baby. They decided that the baby could visit them in the tent. And the baby could crawl around and look out its window. And then the baby would have to go back in the house and sleep in his crib, because he wasn't big enough to sleep outside in the tent. Now the tent also had a hole in it. A hole at the very top. And at first, the children had no idea why their tent had a hole. But then they thought that maybe it was a chimney hole, so that when they were big, they could build a campfire, and the smoke could go up, and out the chimney hole. And of course, the tent had a door. And the children loved the door of the tent because it was small and round, and they had to crawl into the tent. And they were so excited about their new tent that they said, "Mommy, Mommy, Daddy, Daddy, can we please, pretty please sleep outside in our tent?" And the mommy and the daddy said, "No. It's the middle of the winter. You can't sleep outside in your tent in the middle of the winter." But the boy and the girl said, "Mommy, Mommy, Daddy, Daddy, please. We'll wear 2 pairs of pajamas. We'll have our blankets and our sleeping bags and our pillows and our teddy bears and our flashlights. Please." And the mommy and the daddy talked about it. And then the mommy and the daddy said, "This is what we're going to do. We are going to watch the weather report. If the weatherman says that it is not going to be too cold, then you may sleep outside in your tent." "Yippee!" said the boy and the girl, and they ran to watch the weather report. And guess what? It was not going to be too cold. So the boy and the girl put on their 2 pairs of pajamas, and they got their sleeping bags and their blankets and their pillows and their teddy bears and their flashlights, and they crawled into their tent. And they flashed their flashlights all over the place. And the boy looked out his window, and he saw 1,000,000 stars. And the girl looked out her window, and she waited. And then, whoo, she saw an owl fly by. And the baby crawled around, looked out his window, but we don't know what the baby saw because the baby couldn't talk yet. And then it was time for the baby to go in the house and sleep in his crib, and it was time for the boy and the girl to climb into their sleeping bags, all cozy and warm with their blankets and their pillows and their teddy bears, and turn off their flashlights and go to sleep too. And that's what they did. The boy and the girl fell sound asleep outside in their tent. And then, in the middle of the night, something happened. Very slowly and very quietly, it began to snow. The